Good morning. Here's the news at 10. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu unveils road housing projects in Ibejuleki, promises Lagosians more dividends of democracy. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps directs immediate nationwide reinforcement of security on Democracy Day. On the foreign scene, United States government orders evacuation of non-essential embassy staff dependents in Baghdad from Iraq over insecurity. And in sport, Nigeria unveils squad for 2025 Rugby Africa Men's Sevens Tournament. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has unveiled a road and housing project in the Ibejuleki area of the state, with a pledge by his administration to ensure dividends of democracy are delivered to Lagosians. These projects, facilitated by Ibejuleki local government, include the 400 meters standard paved Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu Road, Legislative Building, newly constructed administrative block, Bola Ahmed Tinubu House and Ibejuleki Housing Estate. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was accompanied by some cabinet members, commended the council leadership for renovating and modernizing the secretariat, which was burnt down during the 2020 NSAS saga. The governor, who noted that local government is the closest to the grassroots, urged other councils in the state to emulate the giant strides to bring more developmental strides to the people.
We know that everything that you are doing is fostered around creation of jobs, increase of internal revenue for the local government, and we believe it will promote orderly urban development, which eventually will preserve the dignity and well-being of the community.
Earlier, the chairman Ibejuleki local government area, Sheson Olowa, said the infrastructural uplift would improve productivity of state through innovation and efficiency of the new workplace. Olowa highlighted some of his administration's programs to include introduction of Keke Jaja, used for waste evacuation for a cleaner and healthier environment, improved education and healthcare services, among others, to improve the living standards of residents of Ibejuleki.
Modern residential units, paved roads, CCTV surveillance, 24/7 security, indoor recreation spaces, and green areas, all designed to promote safe, inclusive, and sustainable living. More than just housing, this initiative will stimulate economic activity and set a new benchmark for urban development in Ibejuleki. It aligns with Mr. Governor's Teams Plus agenda and supports the sustainable development goals.
Our correspondent Adiola Akindele reports that the buildings have a 24-hour solar lighting, dedicated ICT center with high-speed internet and CCTV surveillance. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed the commitment of his administration to continuously address major challenges confronting the real estate sector with vibrant, innovative solutions. The governor stated this during the 75th World Congress of the International Real Estate Federation held in Victoria Island, Lagos, with the theme Global Real Estate Renaissance. The governor, who was represented by the Commissioner for Housing, Moruf Akinderu Fatai, said the theme of the event speaks to the transformation and the real estate sector is undergoing worldwide, which is being driven by innovation, sustainability, and inclusive urban development. He said his administration recognizes housing as a fundamental pillar of economic growth and is addressing the multifaceted impact of housing on livelihoods, job creation, and social stability. Governor Sanwo-Olu emphasized that in the past years, the state government had implemented impactful initiatives to scale up affordable housing deliveries with variety of approaches. He assured the participants that Lagos offers immense investment opportunities and is committed to adopting global best practices and sustainable development models that will attract more global partnerships towards achieving the housing and urban development goals. The Lagos State Lands Bureau has organized a 3-day retreat for senior staff themed Excellence in Teamwork, Collaborating for Success in Lands Bureau. The retreat was organized in collaboration with the Skills and Career Support Center and Academy Consulting. In his opening remarks at the retreat, the Lagos State Head of Service, Dele Agadumo, emphasized the importance of teamwork in driving organizational success and commended the staff for their continued commitment while encouraging them to deepen collaboration in the Bureau. Also speaking, Permanent Secretary, Lands Bureau, Kamar Oluwoshago, urged senior staff members to take care of their health and well-being while prioritizing continuous learning and professional development. He highlighted the value of mentoring and inclusivity among all members of the workforce, especially senior officers. The federal government has explained why the presidential national broadcast of President Bola Tinubu was cancelled. The Director of Information and Public Relations, Segun Imohiesan, in a statement noted that the broadcast, earlier scheduled for 7 a.m. in commemoration of Democracy Day on June 12, is due to the President's scheduled attendance at the National Assembly's joint session. President Tinubu is expected to deliver his address at the National Assembly. Now to the rest of the stories. The Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Ahmed Audi, has directed an immediate nationwide reinforcement of security measures to protect critical national infrastructure and maintain law and order as Nigeria marks Democracy Day. This comes on the heels of the planned peaceful protest slated for Thursday to mark Democracy Day. According to the Corps, credible intelligence suggested that peaceful demonstrations may take place in several states, including the Federal Capital Territory, Lagos, Ondo, Oyo, Delta, and Rivers, among others. Audi, in a statement signed by the Corps spokesperson, Afolabi Babawale, emphasized the NSCDC's core mandate of safeguarding national assets, lives, and public property. The Corps ordered that operatives be placed on red alert across all identified flashpoints, protest venues, recreational centers, and other potential rally points. The NSCDC was assured that the Corps would work closely with other security agencies to ensure comprehensive coverage and uphold public safety throughout the protest. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Command has reached an agreement with 15 civil society organizations, CSOs, on the conduct of planned protests taking place on June 12. According to a report, they all agreed that Gani Fawaimi Park in Ojota will serve as the only approved protest venue for citizens participating in the protest in Lagos. A statement by the command spokesperson, Benjamin Hundeyin, described the meeting between the Commissioner of Police, Olorundare Jimoh, and the CSO leaders as an interactive engagement. According to the statements, half of the CSOs said they would celebrate Democracy Day peacefully, while the other half planned to hold orderly protests without disrupting public peace and safety. It was agreed that all protest groups will converge under the Ikeja Bridge and move together to Ojota. President Bola Tinubu has urged the global community to promptly ratify the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction Agreement and increase funding for blue economy initiatives to protect and ensure the sustainable use of the world's oceans. President Tinubu made this call at the ongoing United Nations Ocean Conference in Nice, France, announcing that Nigeria has already signed the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction Agreement and commenced its ratification process. Delivering Nigeria's national statement on behalf of the President, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, stressed that urgent and collective global action is needed to secure the health of the oceans for future generations. President Tinubu stated that as a coastal state, Nigeria recognizes the ocean as a repository of tremendous wealth, natural capital, global food security, employment opportunities, and sustainable livelihood. Tinubu underscored the full implementation of the agreement, particularly the goal of designating at least 30% of the global ocean as marine protected areas by 2030 is essential for achieving the goals of Social Development Goals SDG 14. He reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to achieving the targets of Sustainable Development Goal 14, as well as the African Union Agenda 2063 and the coming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. And now to foreign news. The United States government says it will evacuate non-essential U.S. embassy staff and their dependents in Baghdad from Iran due to heightened security risks. Officials did not say exactly what prompted the removal, but have been told Israel was ready to launch an operation into Iran. According to the officials, this was part of the reason some Americans were advised to leave the region, noting that they anticipated that Iran could retaliate on certain U.S. sites in Iraq. It comes as U.S. talks over Iran's nuclear program appear to have stalled in recent days. U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff is still planning on holding talks with Iran about its nuclear program on Sunday. Witkoff will meet Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in Muscat. In our sports, the Nigeria Rugby Football Federation has announced the national squad that will represent the country at the 2025 Rugby Africa Men's Sevens Tournament, scheduled to take place from June 21 to 22 at the Labodonese Sports Club in Mauritius. Captain Kito Oliver will lead the 12-man squad joined by Kolade Adedoyin, Gabriel John Etim, Matthew Ilube, Joshua Adams, Toyo Anthony Egodo, Ogenesuve Obano, Frederick Henry Ajudwa, Richard Adeniyi Jones, Declan Wachuku, Issa Omale, and Akim Yusuf. The reserves for the tournament are Michael Ogunwole and John Toby Anthony. Final preparations will take place at a training camp in London ahead of the team's departure for Mauritius. The Nigeria Stallions Sevens squad will be led by head coach Steve Lewis, with Aziz Ladipo serving as team manager and Dr. Fikwola Orafidia as the team medic. They will compete against 11 of Africa's leading rugby sevens nations, including South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Madagascar, Tunisia, Zambia, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and host nation Mauritius. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, remember, speed thrills but kills. Please always avoid excessive speed. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 250 women were trained through an empowerment workshop on intercrop of maize and cassava with demonstration plots for practical knowledge? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has unveiled a road and housing project in the Ibejuleki area of the state with a pledge by his administration to ensure dividends of democracy are delivered to Lagosians. The Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Ahmed Audi, has directed an immediate nationwide reinforcement of security measures to protect critical national infrastructure and maintain law and order as Nigeria marks Democracy Day. Also told you that the United States government has said it will evacuate non-essential U.S. embassy staff and their dependents in Baghdad from Iraq due to heightened security risks. And in sport, the Nigeria Rugby Football Federation has announced the national squad that will represent the country at the 2025 Rugby Africa Men's Sevens Tournament, scheduled to take place from June 21 to 22 at the La Bourdonnais Sports Club in Mauritius. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Iduwolaya. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.